Like, I'm here to tell you, like, I hate to say it, but Angel Reese fan base probably really ain't that damn diverse. You know, A'ja Wilson fan base clearly is not that damn diverse demographic when it comes to her, because the people follow her simply because of her basketball skills and her as a person. You know, I'm just here to tell you, a lot of athletes in women's basketball ain't got the type of fan base Caitlin got. Like, Caitlin Clark might arguably have one of the diverse fan base throughout basketball. That's why I feel like everybody in the Caitlin Clark community need to show love to everybody. Right?
Yesterday, I was scrolling through my feed when A'ja Wilson's video stopped me cold. There she was, surrounded by fans, but something felt off. The interaction looked rehearsed, the excitement manufactured, and everyone watching knew it. This matters because right now, Caitlin Clark is building a genuinely diverse fan base, while others might be struggling to keep up.
Everybody else is black. BJ's black, EA's black, I believe Correlation is black, I believe Erica's black. So all of these people that we get a lot of these stories from are actually black folks. And it's a lot of guys, and it's a lot of African-American people that follow Caitlin on Twitter. Like, I believe Ken Swift might be like one of the biggest guys, but other than him, you know, like a lot of times people don't want to show their face and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it just shows you the demographic of Caitlin Clark fan base. Even me, myself, me being a black man following Caitlin Clark, it just shows you like there's a difference.
Is the WNBA creating artificial narratives instead of letting authentic stories develop? Let me show you what's really happening here. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. So what's actually in this footage that got John Liquid so worked up? Let's break it down. The video shows A'ja Wilson with a group of fans, but watch how they're standing.
It's a clip of A'ja Wilson getting love from her fans compared side by side to Caitlin Clark actually receiving love from her fan base. Now, one thing I do want to say is when it comes to Caitlin Clark fan base, and like I want to speak about this because a lot of people don't ever talk about this, and it looked like A'ja Wilson just came out with some stage footage, allegedly, that is causing quite a stir online, is that the community on Twitter. So the community on Twitter, everybody thinks that like we're cold or we're something that like attack people. But a lot of times it's just people that love the game of women's basketball. A lot of people love the game of basketball.
Notice anything weird? They're perfectly spaced out, like someone marked X's on the floor telling them where to stand. Nobody's blocking anyone else, and the camera catches every single reaction. That's not how random fan encounters work. These fans are acting excited, but their reactions feel off. One girl jumps up and down at the exact moment Wilson looks her way. Another fan has this practice speech about how Wilson inspires her, but she keeps looking at the camera instead of at A'ja. It reminds me of those terrible reality TV scenes where producers tell people what to say, but they're not good actors. John Liquid pointed out how spooky and fake the whole thing felt. He's right. The camera work is suspiciously perfect. No shaky footage, no bad angles, no one's head getting cut off. Even the lighting is good. When does that ever happen in a random public meeting?
Or because I feel like we are the world and we are the people, bruh, that follow Caitlin. Now, let me get done with my little rant. Head on over to Twitter right now and show y'all this crazy little video. So somebody sent me this. Somebody said this is not sold separately. Now, y'all see that? This looks so staged.
The timing makes this even more suspicious. This video dropped right when Caitlin Clark's popularity was hitting new heights. Clark was bringing in record viewership numbers, and suddenly this perfectly produced Wilson fan video appears? That's not a coincidence. Compare this to real fan interactions we see with other players. Remember when Sabrina Ionescu met those young fans in New York? Phones were shaking, people were talking over each other. Someone's mom was trying to figure out how to take a picture. It was messy and real. Wilson's past meet and greets follow the same pattern. Her team arranges everything just so. The fans always stand in the right spots. The lighting is always good. The conversations always hit the right points about inspiration and role models. Is Wilson's fan interaction as staged as John Liquid claims? The awkward body language, the perfect camera setup, the suspiciously well-timed reactions all point to yes. When you watch genuine excitement, it's chaotic. This was controlled chaos at best. The real question is why they felt this was necessary. Did Wilson's team panic when they saw Clark connecting with such a wide audience? Are they trying to manufacture a connection that isn't developing naturally? Whatever the reason, it tells us something important about how some people in the WNBA world are responding to the changing landscape of women's basketball fandom. Now here's where things get really interesting. Who's actually supporting these WNBA stars? John Liquid made this huge deal about Aja Wilson not having enough white fans. He straight up said, "This hurts her ability to make money because white consumers are such a big part of the market." But when you actually look at Wilson's Instagram and Twitter, you see something completely different. Her comment section is filled with fans from all backgrounds. There are white fans, black fans, Latino fans. It's not just one group supporting her like Liquid wants you to believe. She's got college basketball fans, Vegas fans, Olympic basketball watchers. Her appeal is wide. You know what's really surprising? Liquid himself pointed out that Caitlin Clark has tons of African American fans on Twitter. He noticed that many of the people sharing stories about Clark are black. This completely destroys the narrative some people are pushing that Clark only appeals to white audiences. Look at the actual numbers instead of the hot takes. Clark's jersey sales are through the roof across all demographics. Her social media engagement shows people from every background commenting, sharing, and supporting her. The data tells a completely different story than what you hear in these viral videos. What's crazy to me is how some media people seem desperate to make this a fan-based war. They act like you can't possibly be a fan of both Wilson and Clark. They need to create this artificial rivalry where black fans only support Wilson and white fans only support Clark. That's not how sports fandom works. People appreciate great players regardless of race. The arena attendance for both players shows the real story the hot takes miss. The WNBA is growing with fans across all demographics. It's not that Clark is stealing Wilson's fans or vice versa. The entire pie is getting bigger for everyone. So how do Aja Wilson's fans actually compare to Caitlin Clark's? The data shows both have diverse followings, but these media narratives blow up the differences for drama and clicks. This controversy reveals something bigger about women's sports coverage. We're always looking for rivalry and division instead of celebrating growth. We focus on who's getting more attention rather than appreciating how both players are bringing new eyes to the game. Women's basketball is finally getting more attention, and instead of celebrating that, we're arguing about which player deserves it more. That's the real problem here. The WNBA needs to stop forcing these fake narratives and just let the basketball speak for itself. We're seeing record numbers in arenas across the country, but instead of celebrating that, we're arguing about staged fan videos. That's wild. Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark are both bringing something special to women's basketball. They're both superstars in their own right. We don't need manufactured drama or fake fan interactions to make us care about the game. The real story here isn't about who has what kind of fans. It's about women's basketball finally getting the spotlight it deserves. That's what we should be talking about.